friends, rock fans, whoever you are, welcome to another episode of MPJ New Rock Album Reviews, where we listen to all the latest rock album releases. Well, not all of them, but a select, quite a few. Today's offering, what am I talking about? Welcome to my panel, to my wonderful guys and girls, to Trish, to Simon,
Hi.
to Pete, and to William.
Hello? Yeah, all right. Thanks.
Today's offering, this episode, Alestorm and the Thunderfist Chronicles. Right, first time we're reviewing Alestorm, which first of all, I'm going to apologise from here because I thought they were not a band we'd probably want to listen to the last album a couple of years ago, and I left them off the list, and I can only apologise for that, and to William, of course. So we're going to start with fanboy William. Alestorm, I know you're a massive fan, William. What did you think of the Thunderfist Chronicles?
Once upon a time, I was a massive fan. I had 2 limited edition box set releases for it. Yeah, so I tried, as one always should when you go into an album review, of taking it as a singular entity and not comparing it to what came before. Because what came before is hilarious, it's amazing. They started off with, more actual serious piracy things and sillier and sillier and sillier as all the albums went on. This, for me, didn't work as well at keeping it individually. I think if I could take it without what came before, this would have been marked incredibly highly. But because I can compare it to the rest of their song, and there's no song that's as hilarious as Drink or Fucked Up an Anchor, which are an out of 10 comedy song, it's still very good. The addition of musician Patty Gurdy into their song, to their album and band, with all the hurdy-gurdy bits in the albums, adds a lot of work to me. It makes it more funny, more cool, more interesting. Hyperion Omni Riff, is probably the main song that highlights the hurdy-gurdy bits to me. Very, very cool track.
What's the hurdy-gurdy, William? What
hurdy-gurdy is?
But some of our listeners might not.
Oh, if they don't, then they should get good.
So you could Google it.
Yeah,
hurdy-gurdies are amazing.
They're awesome. If you don't know what a hurdy-gurdy is, then get out the door. Yeah, it's. I'm starting to get a bit stale of old Alestorm. I really enjoyed listening to this album, but I'm not sure whether in 2 months' time I'm going to care about this album at all, and I'll just be listening to Drink and Shipwrecked and other songs from their previous time. But if you like this stuff a lot still, you're going to love it. If you like Alestorm and aren't getting any of that fatigue, you're going to love it. It's funny, it's stupid, it's pirates. It's funny time. It's a fun old little romp.
Cool. Now, always a fun romp is our Pete, and this is a bit more or less out of your wheelhouse. Did you enjoy, Pete? What did you think of Alestorm? Was it the first time you listened to them, or?
Oh, no, far from the first time I've listened to them, Jeff. Normally not the thing I've listened to because it's quite simple and fun, but maybe lacking a bit in creative depth. But I'll take you back to Belgium 2012, the Grass Pop Festival, where I was with my mates, and Alestorm was there as well. And they came on the stage, and me and my mates were all dumbfounded. And all of these guys were staring at me, and I was staring at the band, and they were all like, "Pete, what are you doing on stage?" And I was like, "What am I doing on stage?" Because the guitarist of Alestorm was the spinning image of myself. It was insane. So yeah, that creates a connection with the band, kind of. Unfortunately, the guy left the band a few years after. He's no longer with them. So that's their loss really for losing such a handsome guitarist. But yeah, when I put this album on, I hadn't listened to Alestorm in a long while. I wasn't really expecting a lot, but instantly a smile appeared on my face as I was listening to this. It's just good fun. good rhythms, good melodies, really fun lyrics, of course. At some point, I'm just sitting there like, how many songs can you really write about being a pirate and drinking rum? And these guys, they keep going at it with like the creative lyrics. Like this the second song, I believe, is like, it goes like, "Are you a cunt or do you drink rum?" And that just makes me laugh. A little bit further down the album, there's a song about a chick with giant boobs, which always goes down well, you know. It's called "Mountains of the Deep." Really good title. So yeah, I had a lot of fun listening to this album. It surprised me really. It's great. Yeah, not something that would be go into the Hall of Legends as far as I'm concerned, but I'd never mind listening to this while having a good time with friends.
Okay, Simon.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, so yeah, comedy bands are hard to review, especially when you've turns out you muted them on Spotify a long time ago, so you didn't have to keep hearing them. They're supposed to be funny with like these catchy lyrics and silly rhymes that make you chuckle, but to actually listen to the music, like, and try and actually review it like we do on the show, you realise it's kind of really lacking a lot of substance to the songs. I also have a hard time with Alestorm in particular because of Drink, their famous song about drinking, if you hadn't guessed. But I've had that song poured down my throat at every bar, pub, gig, festival, just ceaseless singing of that song, which, yes, it is a funny song about drinking. Can we please fucking move on, though? I imagine that Alestorm is an amazing band to see live. They seem like that kind of like really fun, wild band. Like so much energy, these great like modern style shanties singing along to. Just lots of fun theatrics with playing on that pirate theme, being that kind of like comedy metal band. But I need a bit more than songs just about drinking rum, drinking at sea, fighting at sea, and drinking rum at sea, fighting pirates, drinking rum at sea.
And big boobs.
And big boobs. I'd still go see them play live if they were on another stage at a festival or something. But yeah, like they're a cool band, but they're not an amazing band though, sadly.
Trish, do you disagree? Are they an amazing band?
Very niche.
Very niche.
I literally could not stop laughing at the lyrics on this hypnotic opening track. Very tongue-in-cheek, especially for Alestorm, I think. A short album at only 8 tracks, but the last track's 17 minutes to pack the album out to 45 minutes in total. Listening to this album was a good, fun listening experience. There is no mistaking Alestorm's continuous unfiltered stories of pirates' debauchery, which is their bread and butter sound, as I call it, but for Alestorm's sake, we'll call it their rum. Alestorm fans will love the songs and remain faithful to them. If you haven't listened to Alestorm before, then this is the right time to walk the plank to enter their world and experience pirate metal.
So we're kind of halfway through the 8 albums I'm reviewing with you guys, and finally a song hit my cool playlist, which was Mountains Deep, which is just hilariously brilliant. So you likened the fact that Angus whatever his name is that we kind of reviewed and how kind of funny and off there goes. But I felt that this was much more. I had more substance than Angus and all the rest of them as well. And I think I enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest kind of power metal album I've listened to, because I do like my power metal a little bit more escapism, shall we say, and a little bit more diverse. But this was a super fun album, and even the 17-minute album song at the end. It kept me going because I kind of know Dorset. They're in caverns in Bournemouth and they're going hunting around. And if you don't know Dorset very well, you would have a clue about some of these towns and places that they were talking about. But I found it absolutely hilarious, and I loved the hook on it as well. So even though it was 17 minutes, It was pretty good. Pretty good. It was. It didn't set the world on fire, but it was entertaining. It was an enjoyable listen. Yeah, it was good. It's all right. It's good. They did what they say on the tin. So, and I hadn't previously listened to their previous stuff or had the song Drink. I'll probably recognise it if we do it. So anyway, will it get into our Hall of Fame? Oh, and they deserve it because of the way they are. Trish, let's start with you.
I gave it a 4.
Pete.
I'm with Trish. 4.
I also give it a 4.
Woo.
Dom only give it a 3. Simon.
I gave it an average 2.5.
William, this is all on you. A 5 from William. We'll see this album get into our Hall of Fame. The biggest Alestorm fan with all his collector editions, a 5 from William, sees Alestorm into the Hall of Fame. William.
4.
Still.
If I didn't have all that bias towards how much I used to like it, how stealthy, it would have been a 5 if I'd gone in.
But you didn't, William. You didn't. William, you didn't.
So I've known them for like...
I don't care, William. You can make excuses as much as you want. You didn't, and they haven't. You can make it, mate. They didn't. You didn't. They haven't. End of story, William. Okay, you had your chance. Now, right? I'm teasing. 3.8, which is still a pretty score. 53rd out of 100 albums, and 177th, which is still pretty good, isn't it? Still really good. Pretty good album. So there we go. Do you agree out there? Do you disagree? Whilst you're hitting the like and subscribe button, maybe leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this album. Thank you very much to our wonderful panel, to William, and to Pete, and to Simon, and to Trish, and tune in for the very next episode. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye.